just like probably most people feel, very excited about the opening weekend and getting in game week and getting all the preparations going and getting out there and playing somebody with a different colored jersey. It gets to be a long off season by the time you go through all spring, summer, competing against each other through camp, all those things, and we try to simulate and put our players in as many different scenarios as you can, but the best way to do that is go play some different competition, and looking forward to hosting Ball State, team coming from the MAC, typical MAC team that's always very well coached, that's tough, that's disciplined, and we just need to continue to worry about ourselves and try to come out and play one play at a time and not worry about the end result and just put some good quality, clean football on the field, starting with the opening snap. So we're really trying to concentrate on ourselves. You can't beat anybody until you stop beating yourself, and we want to play a clean game here to start with.
For questions, press 10, and we'll begin with Steve Moulton at WZZN.
Coach, hope you're doing well. Always a pleasure to talk with you.
Thank you. Good to hear from you again.
Wanted to ask about some of the new rules, in particular the walkthroughs in the off season. How much did that help during this off season, Coach?
Yeah, I think it's probably not been talked about quite enough. You're right. It's I think very much had a very positive impact. Somebody, teams like myself, with a new coordinator again, even though Liam, we are familiar with Liam, and there's a lot of carryover, but it is different. It's a new coordinator, and so that gives us a lot of time. In particular offensively, because you can really go through the sets and the calls and, have a football out there and a little more autonomy than we used to have on what we want to do through the summer. And our guys worked exceptionally hard. We really worked hard through the summer. We were out there every Tuesday and Thursday morning very, very early and put a lot of time in, and hopefully it'll pay off. But I think it was a good rule change and a common sense rule change, and I these players want to be coached, and it gave us an opportunity to do that.
I hate to ask an age question. But this is your 11th year at Kentucky. If I would have told you taking this job that you'd still be there, what has the job been like, and then just your reaction to being in Lexington as long as you have, Coach?
Yeah, I'm with you. That's a long time. And when the first part of your question, what would have I said if you'd have told me that 11 years ago? I don't really know. I'm not sure I had the capability of thinking that far ahead. But it's been a very good journey. It's always super challenging, as you know, talking to as many different head coaches as you probably talk to with the change in the turnover and the competitive nature of our league. I feel very fortunate to be here 11 years. I think there's been a lot of work by a lot of different people. There's been good continuity from the top, down at our place with the president, Dr. Capilouto, Mitch Barnhart, our AD, and myself all being together here for 11 years, I think says a lot about the stability of this place. And there's always going to be challenges, and there's always going to be ups and downs, and you just got to have the ability to persevere through it and adapt and change and try to put yourself in a position to be consistent and win every year. And listen, I even though I'm proud of the work we've done, there's still obviously quite a bit more to do. And we all know how challenging that is to keep on, climbing the ladder in this league, because nobody's interested in going backwards. Everybody's constantly pushing and pressing to get better. And that's what makes it so much fun and also so challenging.
Finally, Coach, this is not all just about the first 22. It's about the next 22. In terms of quality depth, how would you assess that on your squad, Coach?
Yeah, I think I think improved in certain areas where it's still a challenge. I think that's where the portal, sometimes it'll give you some things and sometimes it'll take it away, and I think that's part of the challenge, of getting kids to buy in and know that their time will come. I've been here 11 years and built this program on that, of developing that depth over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, taking time of developing young people, and sometimes this gives them an early out or an easy out, and it hurts you at some depth at developing young people. That's part of the challenge that we all have to adapt to, and sometimes it gets you a little short at certain positions. I feel good about this team, but certainly we're challenged with depth at certain spots as well.
Thank you, Coach. Best of luck.
Yep, thank you.
Next is Ryan Hunt of the AP and Kelly Show.
Coach Stoops, good to hear from you this morning.
Thank you.
Your coaching career and your tenure at Kentucky has brought you great success and growth throughout the years. What's a specific coaching strategy or approach that you've refined or found particularly effective in developing your teams on and off the field?
Well, I think, if you've listened to me through the years, I think, obviously we work extremely hard at building a culture, and player development is key to us, I think, and the other big thing, and you could go many different ways with it, but you better be adaptable, so you have to be able to adapt and change. Certainly, I have things I'm doing different this year than I did a year ago. You just have to. You have to change and adapt, and this is turbulent times in college football, and you better be able to stay up with it. So, I think those are a few things that I've always tried to hold on to.
Perfect. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.